20 clubs, 38 games each, one trophy, countless dreams. The Premier League is back, and with new seasons comes fresh hope, new rivals, promoted clubs eager to make their mark, and reigning champions determined to defend their crown. But before we begin, before the first whistle blows, let us take you a journey around England to meet every club competing in the 2026-2027 Premier League season. We'll explore their nicknames, home stadiums, histories, and what they could offer for the new season. Whether you are a lifelong fan or a news fan of the world's biggest football league, this is your guide to all of the 20 Premier League clubs that will be participating in the 2026-2027 Premier League season. Now let's begin with the champions, Arsenal. We begin in North London with the reigning Premier League champions, Arsenal Football Club. Nicknamed the Gunners, Arsenal aimed that title through their roots at Royal Arsenal Munitions Factory in Woolwich back in the 19th century. Today they call that the magnificent Emirates Stadium their home. With a capacity of over 60,000, it is one of Europe's most modern football areas and has become a fortress under Mikel Arteta. The 2025-2026 season was one every Arsenal fan will never forget. After years of coming close, the Gunners finally reclaimed the Premier League title. And through a blend of tactical discipline, exciting attacking football, and a remarkable consistency, they were at the end crowned champions. Now comes the difficult part, which is staying on top. Every champion begins the season with so much hope to retain the competition they won the previous season. Now every champion becomes haunted, and Arsenal will begin this campaign with every club desperate to knock them off their perch. The question isn't whether Arsenal are good enough to compete again. The question is whether they can handle the pressure of defending their crown. Next, we head to Birmingham, home of one of England's most historic football institutions, Aston Villa. Known as the Villains, Villa are among the founding members of the Football League and one of the country's most decorated football clubs. Their home, Villa Park, seats over 42,000 supporters and is widely regarded as one of English football's most iconic stadiums. Villa have transformed themselves into genuine title contenders in recent times. No wonder. They are no longer viewed as Premier League outsiders. They are now expected to challenge for European places year after year. What makes Aston Villa dangerous isn't just talent, it is belief. They now approach the league expecting to compete with the very best and at the top level. Our next stop is on the South Coast, where Bournemouth continue to prove that size isn't everything in football. Known affectionately as the Cherries, Bournemouth possesses the smallest stadium in the Premier League, known as the Vitality Stadium. Despite its modest size, it creates one of the most intimate and intimidating atmosphere in the division. Over the past decade, Bournemouth have repeatedly shown that intelligent recruitment and fearless football can bridge the gap between smaller clubs and traditional giants. Once again, survival isn't their only ambition. They will be looking to surprise bigger clubs and climb even higher up the table. Just across London, Brentford continue writing one of Premier League's most fascinating success stories. Nicknamed the Bees, Brentford have become famous for using analytics, smart recruitment, and excellent coaching to compete against clubs with much larger budgets. Their home, known as the G-Tech Community Stadium, is a modern venue that perfectly represents the club's forward-thinking philosophy. Brentford rarely rely on star names. Instead, they trust a collective identity, built an organization, work ethic, and tactical intelligence. Every season, people predict Bournemouth will struggle. Every season, they seem to prove people wrong. Next up is Brighton and Hove Albion, better known as the Seagulls. Brighton have become one of Premier League's model clubs. Their home, the American Express Stadium, Amex, or holds just under 32,000 supporters and has witnessed Brighton's remarkable rise from lower league football to becoming respected Premier League competitors. Brighton are admired across Europe for their ability to develop players, recruit hidden gems, and play attractive attacking football without spending like leagues financial heavyweights. They may not always dominate the headlines, but if you underestimate Brighton, it is at your own risk. Our sixth club is Chelsea Football Club, proudly known around the world as the Blues. Founded in 1905, Chelsea have grown into one of England's most successful clubs, winning multiple Premier League titles, domestic cups, and UEFA Champions League trophies. Their home is the historic Stamford Bridge, a stadium that has hosted Chelsea since the club's formation. With a capacity of just over 40,000, it remains one of the most iconic football grounds in England. After another season of rebuilding and chasing consistency, Chelsea entered the 2026-2027 campaign with one objective, which is to return to the summit of English football. The squad is packed with young talent, but this season supporters will demand more than potential. They will expect results. For Chelsea, success is never measured by improvement alone. It is measured in trophies. Our journey now takes us to Midlands, where one of English football's sleeping giants has finally returned. Nicknamed the Sky Blues, Coventry City returned to the Premier League after an unforgettable promotion campaign that has reignited excitement throughout the city. Their home, Coventry Building State Society Arena, a modern stadium capable of hosting countless number of persons, welcoming about 32,000 numbers. Coventry City's story is one of resilience. Financial struggles, years outside top flight, and countless setbacks could easily have broken this club. But instead, they rebuilt patiently. Now comes their biggest challenge yet. Can they establish themselves among England's elites? Or will survival their biggest victory? Either way, Coventry's return is one of the stories to watch this season. Staying in London, we arrive at one of the loudest and most passionate football stadiums in the country, Crystal Palace, better known as the Eagles. Selhurst Park may not be the biggest stadium in England, but few grounds in English football can match its atmosphere. When the Homestead end begins to sink, the visiting teams quickly understand why Palace are such a difficult opponent to beat at home. Over the years, Crystal Palace have built a reputation as one of Premier League toughest teams to beat. They combine physicality, pace, and relentless energy, making them dangerous against both elite title challengers and relegation rivals. This season, Palace will once again aim to prove that they belong comfortably to English football's top flights. Few clubs begin this new season with excitement than Everton. Known affectionately as the Toffees, Everton Football Clubs are one of England's oldest and most historic football institutions. But this season marks the beginning of a brand new era. Having said goodbye to Goodison Park last season, Everton will now call the magnificent Hill Dickinson Stadium their new home. A state-of-the-art facility venue with over 52,000 capacity to host supporters on match days. The move represents far more than just change of address. It represents hope for the Toffees. It presents hope that Everton can finally rebuild, they can finally compete consistently, and once again they can become a force in English football. Their supporters have waited patiently for brighter days. This season could mark the start for them. Moving ahead from Everton Football Club takes us to Fulham Football Club. Fulham Football Club, affectionately known as the Cottagers, play their home games at the historic Craven Cottage, beautifully situated alongside the River Thames. With its famous Johnny Hames stand and unique riverside location, Craven Cottage offers one of the most traditional match day experiences in English football. They may not be the dominant force in transfer headlines or boast enormous spending capacity, but season after season, Fulham have continued to compete with intelligence, discipline, and determination. Once again, they will look to frustrate bigger clubs while quietly climbing the Premier League ladder. Hull City are back in the Premier League, and we are grateful for having them back in English top flight football. Hull City, known as the Tigers, they've earned their reputation as a resilient club that never stops fighting. And their return to Premier League this season is a reward of years of rebuilding and determination. The club plays its home matches at the MKM Stadium, a modern venue capable of welcoming more than 25,000 passionate football supporters. Hull know exactly how difficult life is in the Premier League. Survival won't come through reputation, it will come through discipline, organization, and making every home game count. For the Tigers, simply staying in the division would be another remarkable chapter in their story. Now, we arrive at one of football's most sacred grounds. Welcome to Anfield, the home of Liverpool Football Club. Known simply as the Reds, Liverpool are one of the most successful clubs in world football, with history built on domestic dominance and unforgettable European triumphs. Anfield now welcomes more than 61,000 supporters, and few stadiums anywhere on the planet can match the atmosphere created when "You Will Never Walk Alone" echoes around the stands. Liverpool enter the new season determined to reclaim the Premier League title. Every campaign begins with expectation for the cup. Competes for every trophy, because at Liverpool, finishing second is rarely considered enough. Just 35 miles away, we arrive at another football giant, Manchester City. Nicknamed the Citizens, City have become one of the benchmark of excellence in English football in recent times. Their home, the Etihad Stadium, has witnessed one of the most dominant periods any English club has ever produced. Known for their possession-based football, tactical flexibility, and an incredible squad depth, City begin every season as one of the favourites to lift the Premier League trophy. Every opponent knows that even the smallest mistakes can be punished at City's home ground. The challenge for Manchester City is no longer proving they are good enough. The challenge is improving that they can continue to set the standards they are setting already. From one side of Manchester, we arrive at arguably the most famous football club on the planet, Manchester United. Known worldwide as the Red Devils, United's history is built on legends, trophies, and unforgettable moments. Old Trafford, affectionately called the Theatre of Dreams, remains the largest club stadium in England, capable of welcoming more than 74,000 football fans on match days. Few clubs carry greater expectations than Manchester United. Every new season brings renewed hope for the Red Devils that once again they can challenge to be one of the top dogs in the league. Their supporters demand football worthy of the club's incredible history, and this campaign will be another opportunity for them to rewrite a new chapter with Michael Carrick in charge. We move to Newcastle United. Nicknamed the Magpies, Newcastle are famous for their black and white stripes, loyal fan base, and one of the loudest stadiums in England. St James Park dominates the Newcastle skyline and hosts more than 52,000 supporters, creating an intimidating atmosphere for every visiting team. After re-establishing themselves among the Premier League's strongest clubs, Newcastle now have an ambitious stand that to extend far beyond simply qualifying for Europe. The dream is to compete for major honors once again, and with the backing of one of football's most passionate fan bases, anything feels possible. We are now at Nottingham Forest, home of English football clubs to the Nottingham Forest, known as the Tricky Trees. Forest proudly represent a club whose history extends far beyond domestic football. Their home, the City Ground, is set beside the River Trent and remains one of England's most iconic football grounds. Forest are one of the few English clubs to have conquered Europe, winning back-to-back European Cups under the legendary Brian Clough. Today's generation is determined to write its own history. After re-establishing themselves in the Premier League, Forest are no longer content with simply surviving. Their ambition now is to compete with the league's biggest names and continue building towards European football. From Nottingham, we travel to North Wearside, where one of England's sleeping giants continues its resurgence. Sunderland, affectionately known as the Black Cats, boasts one of the most loyal fan bases in their country. Their home is the magnificent Stadium of Light, capable of welcoming nearly 49,000 supporters every match day. For years, Sunderland supporters dreamed of returning to football's biggest stage. Now they are back and they are determined to stay. With renewed confidence and growing belief, the Black Cats hope this season is another step towards restoring the club to the level its supporters believe it belongs. Next, we return to North London to visit one of the most impressive football stadiums anywhere in the world, Tottenham Hotspur, known simply as the Spurs. Their home, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, is a masterpiece of modern design, holding more than 62,000 supporters and regularly praised as one of the finest sporting venues on the planet. Spurs have built a reputation of exciting football and producing unforgettable moments, but every new season brings the same question: can Tottenham finally transform potential into sustained success? With an ambitious squad and passionate supporters behind them, Spurs can once again begin to campaign, believing this could be the year they compete at the very highest level. Our penultimate stops take us to Suffolk, where Ipswich Town make a welcome return to the Premier League. Nicknamed the Tractor Boys, Ipswich proudly represents one of England's traditional football communities. Portman Road has been the club's home for generations and remains one of the country's most recognizable football grounds. Promotion has brought its fresh excitement to the club, but staying at the Premier League will require courage, discipline, and consistency. Ipswich know they will begin matches as underdogs, but football has always rewarded teams with belief, and the Tractor Boys arrived determined to prove they belong among England's elites. Our final destination is West Yorkshire, home of one of England's most passionate and historic football clubs, Leeds United. Known simply as the Whites, Leeds possesses one of the fiercest fan bases in English football. Elland Road has witnessed unforgettable moments throughout the club's proud history and remains one of the most intimidating grounds for visiting teams. Leeds have always represented intensity, passion, and fearlessly in football. Back in the Premier League, they will aim to re-establish themselves as a consistent top-flight club and remind everyone why they remain one of football's biggest institutions. Wherever Leeds go, noise follows, and this season promises to be no different. And there you have it, 20 clubs, 20 unique stories, 20 sets of supporters united by one dream. Some will chase the Premier League title, some will fight for European places, others will battle every single week simply to remain among England's elites. That's what makes the Premier League so special. It's unpredictable, it's emotional, it's relentless. Every weekend writes a new chapter. Every stadium tells a different story. And every supporter believes that this season could be their season. As the 2026-2027 campaign gets underway, one thing remains certain. We are in for another unforgettable ride. Now I want to hear from you. Who will win the Premier League? Who will qualify for the Champions League? Which promoted club has the best chance of staying up? And who, unfortunately, will be relegated? Share your predictions in the comments below. And again, if you enjoyed this complete guide, do not forget to like this video, subscribe to Football on the Streets, and turn on the notification buttons. Throughout the season, we'll bring you tactical analysis, transfer discussions, match reviews, and plenty more of football content. Until next time, enjoy the beautiful game. Thank you.